the world's, like Mother Earth's reaction, right? So if you start looking at all that and the fucking correlation, I would say a lot of y'all motherfuckers better look for Jesus.
I absolutely agree with you. There's a lot of biblical shit that we are seeing. You know, I mean, like, I believed in
I
demons.
think they're doing that on purpose, though.
I believed in demons long before this. No, I think this affirms it. I'm telling you, like the Moloch sacrifices and the Baal sacrifices and all of that shit was practiced a very long time ago, and people thought it stopped. People thought that shit wasn't real. That shit is fucking real.
Well, the problem is the problem is why now? But then I also think to myself, like, think about every lie that you've ever told.
I don't think it ever stopped.
How many lies that you've told over your lives haven't come to light to some degree? At least the serious ones.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that shit ever stopped. It's just now coming out. That's all. Because they don't have to hide it anymore. The world is so fucked and degenerate. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. You're going to sit there and hear that this shit happened and you can't do shit about it. So they feel like they don't have to hide as much. You see?
Yeah, like, like I was watching Danny Jones early this morning, and he had Sam Tripoli on, and Sam Tripoli said something that I've been thinking the whole time, because like we've been doing so many abortions over the years that could be considered a sacrifice to Moloch.
Correct. You're absolutely correct. It's got enough power. There ain't shit we can do about it now. And what does Scripture say? All that is done in the dark will be brought to the light. Yeah.
I mean, what better way to control people than to make their spiritual, their biblical beliefs come to pass? You know, show them that yes, this your Bible is right. Look, this is really happening. What better way to instill the fear in people and make everybody hide?
Well, I mean, self-fulfilling a prophecy doesn't mean that the prophecy wasn't fulfilled.
Correct. And again, this isn't something that I think ever stopped. They've been doing this for thousands upon thousands of years.
Yes, agreed.
Like they say, nothing's new under the sun.
There's just enough power. It has just gained enough power that now they don't have to hide it, because there's nothing that any of us can do about it.
Or will do about it.
Right.
You there, 10th? You're muted.
Tenth gets uncomfortable when people talk about Jesus sometimes because he puts his penis in butthole.
He's probably arguing with his husband about the mail.
Both. How'd you know?
I just had a feeling you guys were arguing about the mail.
Yeah.
You mentioned these
look at that shit.
related to the work of your foundation. Did you ever have any other communications with Larry Summers related to Mr. Epstein?
No.
So, for the record, you never discussed.
You know what the funniest thing is, Crack Baby? I think it's funny now that you hear these people saying, "Oh, these are sacrifices to Moloch." Bird and I have been saying that for 6 years. Since February.
Most of the stuff is so obvious.
2020.
That is fact.
And people are like, "You're crazy." And then we got people coming up going, "There's trains coming from DC all over, and that's where they're bringing the kids in, blah, blah, blah." And people are like, "You're crazy." And we're like, well, that might not be true. And then we get those weird ass tunnels with the Hasidic people in New York, and they're crawling up out of the fucking grates in the sidewalk and crap. And we're like, hey, I get it that we don't have proof, but there's an awful lot of evidence.
Well, you got to realize, like, you start losing them when I start going into my side tangent of, like, back in 2009, CERN opened up a fucking wormhole in the fucking space portal and changed a bunch of shit that you call the Mandela effect, and now they think pedophilia is okay.
Something.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Did you see the opening ceremony for CERN?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, I did, and it's fucking evil as fuck.
Yes. Yeah. So was the fucking opening and the closing of the goddamn Olympics.
Yep.
That shit was fucking disturbing.
This year Olympics.
Yeah. It was in France.
Was it this year Olympics?
Was it the Summer Olympics?
You should see the one that me and 10th got struck down for medical misinformation for showing. Like,
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going
to find it. You're gonna find it.
We're not going to play it because I don't need that, but I will show a screenshot. So just give me a minute. Let this play. It's going to take me a minute to get back to the very beginning of my archives. Just it's this one's really hard to find, but give me a minute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I got to do it on my other computer, so just give me a minute here.
Take your time, no rush.
Yeah, and I don't remember the exact year that of that. I think wasn't it like 2017 or something like that. That was the one, or when it was from.
It's one of the ones that I have to go into a different place in archives to be able to access. So it's not that hard to find, but it's hard to find the right one. So
no, I just meant the event itself. I think was a 2017 or 2018 event.
That I don't know. We're going to find out in a minute. Because I'll find it and I'll Google it.
Anything related to Mr. Epstein and young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Mr. President, for the record, have you ever been contacted by any law enforcement agency concerning Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell?
As far as I know, no. That is, as far as I remember. Back in 2008, I sort of thought somebody might ask me something because I was glad this had come out since it had happened, but I don't believe anybody ever did.
You mentioned that you thought someone would want to ask you something. Can you elaborate on what that means?
Just because he let me use this airplane.
And to be clear, have you ever provided any information to any law enforcement agency concerning Jeffrey Epstein or Miss Ghislaine Maxwell?
So you asked this question before. You're just asking him to reiterate the response to the question that he previously asked you, Mr. President.
I don't believe any law enforcement agency has ever asked me, and I didn't know enough to volunteer anything.
Mr. President, are you aware of any efforts by anyone, including an attorney, process server, investigator, or any other person to contact you regarding any civil lawsuit, claim, or litigation involving Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell?
Not that I recall.
Did Jeffrey Epstein ever inform or represent to you that he was working with any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States?
No.
Did Ghislaine Maxwell ever inform or represent to you that she was working with any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States?
No.
And during your relationship, did you ever suspect Epstein or Maxwell of being affiliated with any intelligence agency?
I did not.
Thank you. I want to talk about your time in the White House. I realize that you have testified, your recollection is limited, but did Mr. Epstein ever visit the White House while you were president?
Objection, asked and answered.
The records reflect that he did.
Not the question.
According to FOIA requests to the Clinton Library, Mr. Epstein visited the White House at least 17 times between 1993 and 1995. Do you have any reason to dispute those numbers?
Nope, I don't.
Do you know what the nature of Mr. Epstein's visits to the White House were?
Are you asking what he knew in preparation for today? Can you clarify what you are seeking to learn?
First of all, at the time, I had no idea he was coming and going. Huge numbers of people come and go in the White House. A lot of them come well over once, especially if they're lobbyists, for example. But I didn't know he was coming, so I certainly didn't know what he was coming about.
Mr. President, after you left office, did you or your staff ever conduct a review of records, documents, or other materials related to Mr. Epstein's connections to your White House?
You're exempting counsel. You can respond to that, but don't say anything about what you talk to your lawyers about. You can respond to this question.
Yeah, I don't even understand. You mean, did we look into what he did in the White House after I left office?
Mr. President, one of the concerns of the committee is how Mr. Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell potentially attempted to curry favor with influential figures. My question was, after you left office, did you or your staff ever conduct a review of record?
So I was just thinking to myself, maybe I could just Google like the balloons, and then I start looking.
Yeah,
for
if you're having a hard time finding it here,
nothing.
give me a second. I'll send it to you.
Oh, Okay, I just want to, because rather than try to dig through my archives, because I think I found the stream, but it's really hard. Yeah, I just want a picture
related to Mr. Epstein's connections to your White House.
To the best of my knowledge, no.
At this time, I would like to introduce what will be marked as Majority Exhibit 11. And while it's being passed out, I will note for the record, this is a New York Times article entitled The Untold Story of How Jeffrey Epstein Got Rich, published on December 16th, 2025. And when you receive the article, I want to direct your attention to the last paragraph of page 31.
The last paragraph of which page?
31. And when you are ready, I will also read it into the record.
So I have the weird ass part, the pictures of when they had all the beds, but I just need the jabby. It was 2012 apparently, I think, or 2013 or something. But I just need the one with the weird ass jabby balloon thing. That was the weird thing, and then had that hanging over top of the kids and crap was weird.
Yeah, and I got a short for you right here. Hold on. Check the back chat.
I think I have one too.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Yep. Gotcha.
I'm working on it.
Again, we are looking at
I have it on
page
Instagram
31
here.
in the last paragraph,
Yep.
and I will read it into the record and ask you a few questions.
I'm checking.
Please give him a moment to read it.
They definitely hit the actual event pretty well with all those shorts in front of it.
Yep. Yeah, so check this out, people. I got a strike for showing this. Long time ago, 6 years ago almost. Watch this crap. They got all these kids in beds, right? Like I got screenshots of that here. This crap, right? This is all down below these weird ass balloons. All right. So then you got that going on. And then this.
What the fuck?
Oh.
That is demonic.
No, there was a different one. This is not, I don't think this
No, this is the same one, dude, for sure. Like, if there's more to it than just this, though.
Yeah,
But it had the big ass needle in his hand, and then
I
yeah.
don't have that yet. I'm gonna find it.
No, yeah. There's more to it. I could probably find more, but
I just
The
want that.
big ass needle is not a wand being that it's Voldemort.
No, it was a different one. He looked like a nutcracker. I remember it still to this day. And it was like a balloon or a puppet like that or whatever. And he actually had a jabby.
Oh.
Right. And that just, I'll try to find it.
Okay.
Now that I have more information.
I see this.
This is the paragraph.
Yes.
Mr. President, the article reads, by 1995, Clinton and Epstein were sufficiently chummy that he wrote a get well soon note to Epstein's ailing mother. Hang in there, the president scrawled on a yellow post-it, which Epstein saved and we reviewed. Mr. President, did you write this note?
Are you asking if he recalls writing this note from 1995 on a post-it?
Maybe I remember it wrong.
It looks like my handwriting, but I don't recall. But I will tell you this. I have written get well notes to lots of people I did not know and had never met.
And you answered my next question. Did you ever meet Jeffrey Epstein's mother or any of his family members?
No, I'm not sure that I was asked to do this by Jeffrey Epstein.
And I want to focus specifically on the article's characterization. It says that you were chummy with Mr. Epstein in 1995. Is that accurate?
I'm going to object to that characterization. It's hearsay. President may answer.
No. I was surprised by that.
Stop.
say something.
Yeah. I just dropped another link in the back chat for you, dude. It's gold.
Talk about your relationship with Mr. Epstein after you left the White House. How would you characterize?
Isn't it weird? Years after me fighting to keep my channel, that suddenly now we're allowed to talk about this stuff again, almost like it's a trap.
Right.
Like I feel that's why I'm still like Jabby unicorn virus, blah blah blah. Right? Because and I've had people go, ooh, why do you say like these, you know, why do you do that for? It's stupid, it's childish. I'm like, no.
So dude, I remember this now though. So remember I told you that the patent for the strain, okay, that not the one that we know of today, but the original happened in 2010 during the Obama administration. Okay, this is a 2012 event in the Olympics where all of this stuff looks like things like, as you see in CERN or the vid. Yeah. Pretty wild. And that's just the lighting from up top. And then, like you said, as you start getting down into it.
See how this all goes? I got to strike. I'm not going to play because I'm not going to take a chance.
Right.
I will show clips, right? I'll show screenshots, which I can get away with. But you got to understand how weird this is. Like when I showed this in 2020, they shut me down. I was down for like 6 weeks. It was my first strike, right? So they're just showing you what it looks like, what the actual unicorn virus looks like, and then let me do this so we can get better scrolling. Then you got this weird ass crap where it goes this. I show you this. Hold on. Oh, hold on. It's further ahead, right? When it goes, no. Where was that? When they light it up. Yeah, well, that's not weird, right?
Yeah, scroll forward a little bit.
Oh, I will. I'm just saying that's really weird. And then they got this weird ass crap. Got all these nurses. I think I must remember this wrong.
No, there's just more to it that you'll remember here in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's a wand in his hand.
Yeah, there might be more.
Look at the way he's holding it. He's
Lord
holding
Voldemort.
He's actually holding it like a needle. And if you look at the bottom, it has a base, and the two fingers are holding it like a syringe.
Oh.
Kinda. Then you got those dumb TikTok dancing nurses, right? And then you got these nurses, right?
That all act like they all act like zombies and shit.
This is before. This is in 2012, but then what we were just watching with TikTok nurses is 2020. Isn't that very strange?
Yep.
And then this crap. Well, demons chasing the kids and crap. This is an Olympic ceremony.
Ceremony indeed.
Just it.
They love to tell on guys. They can get away with telling on themselves now.
But no. That's the gentleman's game. It's the game that what do you call it? Aleister Crowley.
Yeah.
It's part of the spell. It just is. And that's pretty much all I really feel comfortable showing. Is this on YouTube? It's public, right? It's a public link. Bird even here? Yeah, Bird's here. It's a public link, right? Yeah, because otherwise, how would I get it?
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna put it.
Yeah. No. I was grabbing you something that was even funner. That like because she brought it up earlier was the CERN ceremony, and I know that you covered that at one point too. But I'm gonna drop that in the back chat for you too.
Yeah, and even the Summer Olympics recently, that shit was fucking demonic as all get out. They had the horsemen and everything.
We're gonna get the Clintons, but we don't always get Bird's conspiracy theory hour. So, it's just this is stuff that he's got the links to. That's what I mean. I rely on all you guys because I can't keep track of all this stuff, right? But I've already done these shows, right? I did this show 6 years ago, and I almost lost my channel over it. I got disinformation and copyrights. I got like 2 strikes on the same one. And I think I appealed one of them, and one I don't even remember anymore. 6 years ago. So now we're just going to quickly go through this too.
It's just interesting to see Bird and I having the same fucking concerns about this bullshit.
What are you talking about? Bird,
I've never met Bird.
I understand that. But I surround myself with like-minded people because I don't have time for the nonsense. I just don't. That's why I am very much of a dick sometimes. Say something, Bird. Is going to make sure it's you.
Yeah, it's me.
It's just prom bombers. I haven't gotten hit in a long time, but so I don't want to show too much of this because I don't want to get nailed with copyrights or anything, because I did on yesterday's stream and had to cut it out of that dumb thing.
I'll do something about this shit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Just gonna do quick skip throughs. Okay, they're like minors, which is interesting. Oh, Jesus Christ! Whoa!
Yeah, it got demonic.
Whoa!
See, yeah, no, and mind you, this was the opening ceremony.
No, I don't like.
That look like they're mining children.
Right.
This shit gets demonic as fuck.
Well, no, that they're minors with naked people too. Like, it's a weird thing to say. And so I don't like any of this. It's almost like a programming thing, right?
They
like
opened the point of it is they dug this tunnel, they opened the portal.
What the heck?
Angels and demons, bro.
Demons coming out of the portal.
Okay, we can say that's Hawaiian, I guess.
Nope.
So it's the Switzerland satanic tunnel ritual calling for Lucifer. That's nice. It's nice. I mean, someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah, and
I guess
this whole thing. Yeah.
See, it reminds me of weird sci-fi stuff where they're like, "Well, it's going to happen anyway, so we might as well bring on the apocalypse."
It's getting boring around here. Like, who's going to turn up the heat? Oh, jeez.
Well, they think they're going to live forever, is what it is. That's always the devil's like throughout mythology and everything. It's always the devil's trick to tempt you with immortality, infinite riches, blah 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 blah. But
it's more than that. It's more than that. Okay, like when you start taking into consideration, all right, there were 2 rebellions in heaven.
It's getting serious now.
Hear me out. You got 2 rebellions in heaven. The first one is Lucifer, who says he thinks he's equal to God. And then you have the Watchers that fell to earth and had their beloveds destroyed.
Which made up 1/3 of the angels.
Correct.
That also happened to be.
What did they do? What did the Nephilim give humans?
Well, before even that, you got to get to the fact that the 1/3 were all angels that were the worship and music of heaven, because Lucifer was the conductor, right? Most prideful and beautiful.
No, wait a second, time out. Lucifer did not take 1/3 of the angels with him. That was the second rebellion with the Watchers. They took 1/3. They came to earth, and what they did was they gave man everything they needed to take God out of the.
Well, I mean, if you want to go based on the Bible or the Sumerian text, because if you're going Sumerian text, what you're saying is accurate. But if you go based on what's biblically documented in the Bible
barely covers even the Bible puts it as 2 separate events.
I'm not sure, because I'm pretty sure when Satan was casted to the earth, he was ultimately accompanied by 1/3 of the angels.
Nope. He went all on his own. 1/3 of the angels.
I see what you're saying.
1/3 of the angels went with the Watchers. You're thinking about Enoch. This is covered a little in the Bible, but more if you add Enoch and Jasher, the book of Jasher.
Look at this weird ass crap with like a fire face and 3 scarabs on like a portal. That's some weird shit.
Right.
Who does this? Who goes, you know what we'll do? We'll make our opening ceremonies for whatever this event is a Sam Smith or Lil Nas X music video.
And ye shall be as gods.
Why? Well, who comes up with these ideas?
It's in ancient fucking texts, dude. This is
Yeah.
all.
It's been going on forever.
Yeah, I was
telling you,
listening to
this is
I was listening to Sumerian text this
Every new
morning.
You need
generation.
to read the book of or listen to it. You need to check out
What are you doing
Enoch.
over there?
My
That-
man Ray, get on the
Enoch.
Sumerian text. Let's hear it. Hold on, let's hear about the Sumerian talk.
Wait a second. Look at the fucking
Sumerian
goat
talk
person.
Set up.
Yes, it's Pan, bro.
Who
Yeah.
does
It's
this?
also a representation of Baal.
Who does this?
Yes, Pan and
Satan
Baal are-
worshippers, bro. This is the bread of
No,
tits
but bro,
and
I like
onyx
to
and
celebrate
ACs of our.
Halloween and everything, but this is taking it to a whole nother level.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. You
I
you
do.
gotta check out the book of Enoch and the book of Jasher because
I
this
already
shit
know
is
all about that. Yes.
covered in
Mhm.
depth.
I know.
Yeah, I've read that before, the Book of
Yep.
Enoch.
Well, I
Book
listened to
1,
the
2, and
audiobook.
3.
Yep, I've got all
Oh,
three.
yeah, I just went over it the other night, actually, myself.
Me too, because I'm doing a whole thing with the Nephilim coming up pretty soon.
Weird.
I want to dive into it.
That's
I
funny
don't
'cause
like
I'm
this. I had never
starting
seen
a
this one.
series called Nothing New Under the Sun.
You never saw this 10th man? This
No.
is straight up. So Baal and
No,
Pan
we
are
definitely
the
covered
same
this. We covered another one too that was even as gross.
Baal and Pan are the same quote unquote deity. We'll call him a deity for the sake of this. And that angel, it's a fallen angel that we learn about in the Watchers, okay? And this Tale of the Watchers. His actual name is Samyaza or something like that, I'm pretty sure. And he's the leader of the angels that fell to heaven and made
Bring
them
out the naked occultists.
I can't even believe what I'm seeing on this.
Yeah, dude. Welcome to
I
Switzerland.
don't think I've seen this before.
Bird, you know what ziggurats were for, right?
Say again?
You know what ziggurats were actually used for, right?
No.
So with the whole Watcher thing, because when humans mated with the Watchers, they produced the Nephilim,
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah. So we got
old
Goliath.
Wait a fucking
as
second.
well-
Does this clock
Hang
say
on.
911?
Yes,
Yep.
it does.
Yep.
Stop it.
And so
Yep.
so you also got your Hercules and Achilles and all of them out of it as well, okay? So what they would do is they would take their pride,
Don't leave this yet, Ken.
they would
Sorry,
take
go
their
ahead.
most precious virgins up on the ziggurats and lay them out, trying to entice angels to come and create more Nephilim with them.
That's
It was a whole
interesting.
ceremony they used to do. That's what ziggurats were for.
Now you ready for like not to get past that? That's interesting for sure. But here's an interesting correlation to 9/11 beyond September 11th of our experience here in America.
That's
You
Jesus'
guys-
birthday.
If you guys realize that by the Iranian calendar, we actually struck them on their 9th month and 11th day of their year.
I did not know that. You know that was by the Jewish calendar. That would have been Jesus's actual birthday.
Tut, this does remind me more. I remembered like red and blue and stuff. This might be what I got confused with because I kind of remembered something that looked a little bit like this. That's some weird ass shit right there.
Yeah,
look at the way it's
that's
holding the
Alice in
needle, too.
Wonderland, Queen of Hearts, right there.
Again, like look at the way it's holding the
like a
needle.
wand.
It's Voldemort.
Why'd you say not to close it? What were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying because of the time on the clock. You know,
Yeah,
9/11.
that's
Like you
weird-ass
brought
shit,
up the point about we just
What
we
year
just
was
struck
this?
This was
9 years ago.
yeah. There you go.
So it was after 9/11, but still.
Right.
9/11 actually has some
I know.
serious meaning when it comes down to biblical stuff. It's a very important date if you go by other calendars. Just
All
saying.
right, let's get back into this.
Characterize your relationship with Mr. Epstein.
The 2012
Well, during the time I was
Pedophile. A pedophile.
Hey, Bert.
At any time would you compare
Pedophile.
as a friend?
Sorry, I had to. I
Oh
couldn't
my
help
God! Now
myself.
you're doing it. See now,
I couldn't help myself. I had to do it once.
Monsters, but not this
Just
bad.
once. I just had to do it once. I won't do it again. I promise.
usually
I
only
know
at
it's
his
hard
house.
not to.
No, sorry.
I
I
know.
did go to his house once, as you know.
And we will discuss that further later on today.
I like Bird. He's
How did you
contagious.
typically communicate with
I
Mr.
know.
Epstein? Did you talk to him on the phone?
Excuse me, he just said he talked
Just
to him in
understand
person,
he is
so that's in
crazy.
person.
Typically, my
I am too.
No.
With him, I think it was mostly
10th man
Mr.
crazy.
Van, but somebody talked to him.
And you mentioned that you visited one of his properties, but outside of the work on the foundation and your trips, how many times did you meet in person with Mr. Epstein?
You're asking him to the best of his recollection.
Outside of the trips, I believe he came to the office once in Harlem. I was still the house up there then. And I think he paid a brief visit to the office. And I paid a brief visit to his house. But, and when I once thought he was there, but now that I think about it, I don't think he was.
Nigga lying.
I mean, I didn't. That's what I remember.
And you mentioned you visited.
Dead men don't talk.
Are you referring to his New York townhouse?
Yes.
And your communications with Mr. Epstein, did you ever have any communications that were not related to the foundation?
I don't believe we ever talked about anything but the work we were doing. I mean, maybe small talk. I can't imagine. I don't remember the conversations.
And for the record, before we move on, did you ever have any communications with Mr. Epstein that related to young women or girls?
No.
Excuse me. Do you have
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. President.
Surely that wasn't my semen on that blue dress.
Let's start out by asking.
It depends on what your definition of is.
What color is Hillary's dress that she's wearing during all this?
The same color as Monica Lewinsky's dress.
Most likely purple
tie.
scarlet, like it says biblically she would.
And the same color as the dress that Bill Clinton wore in the painting on Epstein's wall.
Thank you.
Devil in the blue dress.
Yeah, that's that in my head.
That's the blue dress. Yes,
I had that in my head the whole time.
I'm gonna get it for you. Clinton, Epstein.
Yo, Epstein literally had a painting of Epstein of Bill Gates in a blue dress.
Yeah, dude.
There it is. Yeah, big screen.
Yes.
Isn't it great?
This is a legit painting in Epstein's house.
Aww.
This was the only thing going through my mind for the last 3 minutes.
What's that, brother?
I said, this was the only thing going through my mind for the last 3 minutes because I'm like, I could have sworn you was wearing a dress in the picture in this house.
Welcome to American Psyops.
Isn't that nice?
And it's just as shiny as the blue tie that he's wearing. How convenient.
Isn't there a country song out there like "Blue Ain't Your Color"?
Have you ever been traveled on, or has Huma Abedin ever traveled on Epstein's plane?
If you know.
I don't know. She might have taken one of the trips with us, but I don't know.
Okay, so have you flown on a plane with her?
Oh, several times.
Several times?
Can you say have you flown on a plane? Any plane?
The Lolita Express.
What is that when you say that?
Have you flown on the Lolita Express with Jeffrey?
Objection.
I don't know what that is.
Have you flown on Jeffrey Epstein's
I don't
plane?
know what that is. I've never read a newspaper or watched a TV in my life. I have no idea what that is.
I don't remember, but but I have flown.
I don't watch
He's been
TV.
sort of
I
a
am
part of our
TV.
family for a very long time. So when I went to the Middle East, which I don't think I ever took a plane ride with Jeffrey Epstein, but she would typically go when I did.
So have you traveled with both of them together?
Excuse me, both of whom, Congressman?
Of course. Have you traveled with Jeffrey Epstein and Huma Abedin together?
I do not know.
Okay, thank you.
How about with Hillary there?
What do they say about
EFTA
blue light again?
628.
Something
And
about
what's the
blue
document
light
that
in our
regarding passports to
devices.
the president and council?
Something. Makes
Oh,
you
yeah.
tired.
Just bad for your eyes. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Bella.
This suit is actually blue too, along with the background. Yep.
Very
All
similar
these
colors,
blue.
aren't they? Isn't that
Mr.
interesting?
President, if you look at the passport page, at the bottom of the document should show the EFTA number. It's 0002168.
Yeah,
There's a name on there. Would you be able to read that name to me?
Can you read the name?
Excuse me, guys,
Yes.
will you ask me if you've ever seen the document before?
Yes. Well, this is evidence, and so I wanted to ask him specifically. So it's from the DOJ document release, right?
I understand, but he may not have seen it, or he may have seen it.
No, I've never seen it, but it looks like a passport.
Okay. Can you tell me the name that's listed on the passport?
Excuse me, he's never seen this document. Would you just read the name, please?
Yes. The name is Marius Robert.
Marius Robert, yeah.
Are you familiar with that name at all?
No,
Okay. Would you be able to identify the individual in the photo?
it looks like Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay. The reason I ask you about this specifically is because I do believe that Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence operative. And so this was a passport that was actually entered in and released by the Department of Justice, but this was an FBI filing. It was found in his safe, if you will. So it's an alias. So the reason I ask you that is because given your nature and position, I'm wondering if you were essentially targeted by a honeypot operation and or by intelligence to gather information. So that's why I asked you that question.
Well, if it was a honey-
Mr. President, I have a question.
Is there a question?
No. You can ask a question.
Well, I'll be getting to more, but that's the reason I asked that. Okay. My next question for you is: have you ever
Y'all did hear what she accused, what she said about Epstein,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
That he was a
Honeypot.
intelligence officer.
Yeah, and so what she's doing is setting it up like now Bill Clinton is himself a victim.
Well, Ghislaine Maxwell's her father's like a well-decorated agent of some sort, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
he was
Rus-
straight up
got
hard.
Ru- he's,
God.
I think it was Russian intelligence and also Israel.
He was
as well.
Mossad, hardcore.
Mossad,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mossad.
Now, this is the issue: is this has all the air marks of exactly the same thing as happened with Matt Gaetz. I discussed it yesterday, how there was some type of FBI sting or some type of weirdness involved with the Department of Motor Vehicles, and they were getting fake IDs for underage girls, and Matt Gaetz ended up involved in that. And because it was a mess up with the government and some type of investigation, he got off scot-free. Same as this nonsense, right? That's all they have to do is you think that these people don't already have these plans set up before they get caught doing shit, and then they just go, oh yeah, by the way, this guy that doesn't exist, he did something and we investigated him. We can't tell you about that because it's all a big secret, and that guy didn't do anything wrong because of the secrets that we have. But we can't tell you.
We call this Illuminati illumination. Yeah.
So, but are you seeing this thing about blue light?
No,
Blue
no.
light, a high energy wavelength from sun screens, regulates sleep cycles, circadian rhythm, boosts alertness, and improves mood during the day. However, excessive nighttime exposure, especially from screens, suppresses melatonin, causing sleep disruption and fatigue, while long-term direct retinal damage from devices remains debated. It contributes to digital eye strain, including dry eyes and blurred vision.
See, nothing good happens after midnight.
Sleep disruption, digital eye strain, and this is the real part, is the circadian rhythm regulation. I believe this is on purpose. A lot of people tell me they don't dream anymore.
Oh, I do. I was having a doozy last night.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Distinctive name. I think that was the name of one of his.
Story crack, baby?
I know you good. You can go.
Okay. She's been described on being on a 2002 Africa trip and providing massages. Was she or any other young female on that trip underage at that time?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did you ever receive a massage or have physical contact from her or anyone else on that trip?
You've seen the pictures. There was one time when I was sitting up and I got a back rub, a neck rub.
Okay.
And I think Shantae did it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
No.
Oh.
We have Virginia Guthrie on the island with 2 young girls. Did this occur at all? Okay. Why do you think she would have made that claim?
Objection, speculation. You can't possibly.
Have you ever met her or any other Epstein associated underage girl?
Not to my knowledge.
Why is the Nickelodeon symbol look just like that island?
Yeah. Unsealed in the
You looked
DOJ
at that the
files.
other day, I'll
He
find
refused
it
to
right
answer
now,
if
watch.
you were accompanied by 2 young women who were approximately 18 years old on the island. Were any such women potentially underage with you? I know you've stated that you were not there, but did you have any interaction with the said
Objection to
individuals?
the foundation of the question. He's already stated he was not on the island. You're now asking about a claim of the Fifth Amendment by Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay. Would the staff be able? Go ahead.
If the witness doesn't know, the witness is welcome to say he doesn't know.
No, but he actually answered the question.
He
when
answered
she
the
asked
question,
that it
but
wasn't
not-
on the island.
I'm
So
not
then she was
instructing
asked.
Okay. Do you know an individual by the name of Sarah Ransom?
I don't believe so.
Okay. There have obviously been claims made about you, and I do not believe that these claims are credible. The reason I am asking you specifically about that name is because that individual stated that you were in sex tapes. Okay, it was unfounded and it was
That's just a
discredited.
coincidence, Bird.
But given the
That it looks
politicization of this entire
exactly like
investigation,
it,
do
even
you
with the
believe
little
that it would be
island.
appropriate of members of this committee to bring in witnesses,
I'm
whether it is
stupid.
about you or another president, that have unfounded allegations regarding sexual claims of misconduct?
That's not a decision for me to make.
As a recommendation in regards to avoiding trafficking, et cetera, and bringing justice for the victims, would you make that recommendation to this committee?
Just so I understand the question, you're saying if the witness has unfounded claims?
Well, I don't believe that Sarah Ransom's claims about the president are founded. I don't believe that there's sex tapes with you, President Clinton.
No, I'm just asking about your question. Is it, you're not asking if somebody with plausible claims should be brought in. You're asking if somebody with implausible, unfounded claims.
Correct, because these claims were found to be unfounded by investigators.
So are you asking his opinion?
Yes, because we are trying to figure out in regards to being able to further this investigation and whether or not we are going to be interviewing other individuals regarding sex trafficking, avoiding in the future. I know that you and your wife have both been big on this issue. So I'm asking you, would you think that it would be appropriate that this committee bring in someone like Sarah Ransom, who has unfounded claims that have been debunked in this investigation? It's
So he
a
answered
simple
the question about, he answered this question when you first asked it then, when he said that it wasn't for him to make those decisions.
Well, I'm asking for his recommendation to the committee and follow up. It's not a gotcha question. This is obviously a very serious investigation.
Well, first of all, I recommend that you have on your staff a prosecutor who's had a lot of experience in this dealing with these cases. Normally, it's not a good idea to bring in a witness that you know is lying.
Okay, thank you for that. My last question.
Oh my God, I need that clip right there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, do you want this one?
Yes,
give it to you for your
please.
channel
I
instead.
would love it, please.
All right.
Dude, I'm saying it's normally not a good idea to bring in a witness that you know is lying. Just a piece of advice for you.
1 hour and 9 minutes. I will cut it up for you and I will put it up and private it, and then you can do whatever you want.
Thank
All
you
right?
so much. I appreciate you. I'm gonna get this fucking
I don't mind.
software.
I don't mind. Yeah, but you're doing other. No, we all work together.
Yes, yes, we do.
We all work together. 109. Just let it go. I can't. I'll have two headphones in.
No problem. You're good. You're good. I appreciate
How
you.
about Sarah Kellen?
I don't think so.
Okay. Would you recommend that this committee bring in individuals that were listed as trafficking minors? They were listed as co-conspirators and then given plea deals.
I don't know enough about it, but I think you should do whatever you think will strengthen the ability of the United States not to have this happen again.
Okay. Is it possible, and in your opinion, that you and or your wife were targeted as a means of an intelligence gathering operation?
Object the
by
form of the
Jeffrey Epstein and
question.
Ghislaine Maxwell?
Object the form of the question. No objection to if he knows that they were targeted.
I believe that's what she asked.
No, she said, is it possible? So she's asking him to speculate instead of asking him, does
Do
he
you
know?
know? Do you know if you were targeted at any point?
I don't, but I don't. I'd sort of be surprised, but I'm not. I don't know.
Okay. All right, Chairman Comer, I think that builds my time. I just want to say thank you very much, President Clinton, for coming in. And I do understand that this has been politicized, but again, I will stay on record and I will state this to the press that I don't believe that Sarah Cullen's claims against you were valid. Thank you.
No.
Mr. President, before we left off, I asked you to characterize your relationship with Mr. Epstein. I asked you if you considered him to be a friend. You said you did not. Is that right?
I said we were friendly and we had a cordial relations, but I didn't know him well enough because we had almost no contact beyond what I described.
At this time, I'd like to introduce what will be marked as Majority Exhibit 13. And this is Bates marked House Oversight 000126. And while it's being passed out, this is a letter from a book of letters, which
it's his 50th birthday.
Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. Questions? Mr. President, do you recognize this
I do.
letter? And for the record, does this appear to be your handwriting and
It
signature?
is.
And why did you write this letter?
Why did I? Because I was requested to contribute a nice letter for his birthday book.
And who asked you to write the letter?
I don't remember.
Would Ms. Maxwell have
I
asked
don't
you?
know. I think someone on my staff asked me.
Now, there's a word that our committee has not been able to identify, and in our defense, the Wall Street Journal has not been able to
Imagine
identify.
being on his staff.
Can you please read the letter for the record?
Yes. It's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted so long across all the years of learning and knowing, adventures and errors, and still to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends. Not a bad letter.
And because we haven't been able to identify that word until now, what did you?
Which
mean?
word was it that you could not?
Solace, you couldn't,
No, errors.
errors. What did I mean? Anybody who's lived 50 years and done anything has made mistakes as well as progress and done things.
But for the record, you weren't referring to errors in judgment that Mr. Epstein had related to his inappropriate activities involving you.
Absolutely not. I knew nothing about that.
Did you ever see the birthday book compiled together?
I don't think so.
And you mentioned previously you were friendly with Mr. Epstein. Did you typically send birthday wishes to individuals that you didn't consider to be friends, though?
No, I send out literally hundreds and hundreds of birthday letters every year to people that have been my friends. But if somebody's doing a special, I've sent birthday letters of congratulations to people I've met 2 or 3 times for their 70th birthday, their 80th birthday, their 50th wedding anniversary. I do it. And I told you, I thought Restream was interesting and curious. So I wrote a letter that I thought reflected that.
Can you elaborate on what made him interesting and curious?
No more than I've already said.
At this time, I'd like to introduce what will be marked as Majority Exhibit 14. And while it's being handed out, this is an article published by the New York Times on August 5th, 2025, entitled "A Look Inside Epstein's Manhattan Lair." And once you receive the article, I will just direct your attention to page 10.
Where is that?
No, they haven't brought it yet.
That would be where it shows that you're a pedophile.
Thank you very much.
And we're specifically looking at a framed photo on a wooden table alongside multiple other framed photos. And we're focusing on the photo in the middle, which appears to have a golden frame.
Where is that?
I think 2 more pages. Right there.
Not the page with the Pope on.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
Page 10. That we're on.
Page 10. Mr. President, do you recognize yourself in this photo?
I do.
And it appears that the man on the right of the photo is Jeffrey Epstein. Is that correct?
I think so.
Have you seen this photograph before today?
Only in this picture.
And for the record, what is happening in this photo?
He's smiling at me. Looks like he's talking to me.
This is one of the friendly interactions that you were describing earlier.
Yes,
And can you describe the circumstances surrounding this photo?
Are you asking if he recalls this?
I do not. I have no idea. I see Richard Branson in the back and
Okay.
other people. But I don't remember anything about it.
You appear to be comfortable with Mr. Epstein in this photo. Would you disagree with
So
that characterization?
You're creating a characterization. He's already responded to your question about the picture.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable here. I'm not happy, but I'm comfortable. And my conscience is clear. That helps. Let me see. Okay.
Mr. President, we have about 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour. So I just want to ask you some questions related to the the crimes committed by Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell. Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein sexually abuse or assault young women or girls?
No,
Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein receive massages from young women or girls?
not that I recall.
Did Mr. Epstein ever discuss sexual acts of any kind with you?
No,
Did you ever have any sexual contact with young women or girls in the presence of Epstein or Maxwell?
no,
Did you ever have sexual
The
contact
body language says it all, bro.
with you by Epstein or Maxwell?
no,
Mr. President, with the benefit of
Rapid blinking, head jerking, fucking looking down to the left.
that Epstein was trafficking and sexually abusing young women and girls.
I do not believe so.
Looking up, taking so much time to respond to that.
Off the record.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
We
In
can go
camera.
Back on the record. Mr. President, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is, and I'll be doing most of the questioning for the minority today. First, I want to thank you for your long and distinguished service to this country. I also want to thank you for your time today. We appreciate it. Before we get to questions, I'd like to take a few minutes and highlight some context that we think is relevant for today's conversation. President Trump had a long-standing personal relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. That is not a secret. It is well documented, and I think the public and everyone in Congress understands that at this point. President Trump does not like talking about his long-standing personal relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. I think we've all seen that as well. On November 12th of last year, Oversight Committee Democrats released emails that were obtained from the estate of Jeffrey Epstein. In one email from 2011, Epstein said to Ghislaine Maxwell that President Trump was, quote, that dog that hasn't barked, and that an unnamed victim, quote, spent hours at my house with him. In another email from 2019, Epstein wrote that, quote, of course, he, referring to President Trump, knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. I'd like to enter as Minority Exhibit A, Oversight Democrats press release from November 12th, 2025, titled House Oversight Committee Releases Jeffrey Epstein Email Correspondence Raising Questions About White House Cover-Up of Epstein Files. And that includes both the emails that I just mentioned. There was a fair amount of public attention on those emails, and 2 days later, President Trump asked the Department of Justice to investigate Epstein's relationships with yourself, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, and JP Morgan Chase. You are, of course, a former Democratic president of the United States. Notably, President Trump did not include any Republicans in his demands. Later that day, Attorney General Pam Bondi posted on social media that the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York would comply with President Trump's directive and take the lead on the investigation. I would like to enter as Minority Exhibit B, Attorney General Bondi's post on X, which also includes President Trump's post on Truth Social. It is well understood that you had a personal relationship with Mr. Epstein, and we will talk about that today, but the events I just described color our perspective on the conversation. It appears as if you and other Democratic figures have been targeted by President Donald Trump in an attempt to distract the American people from his own longstanding relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And if that were true, it would not be the first time that President Trump has targeted his political enemies under the guise of law enforcement. This deposition is occurring in the context of unprecedented weaponization of the Department of Justice by Donald Trump.
Beth, check your Discord. I'm about to type that into there as soon as so that I can upload that for you. You know how it gives the number? You know what I'm saying? You there, Beth? Let's continue until she gets back. I'm waiting.
You may have a perspective on this of your own, so before we get started, I just want to give you the opportunity to share any thoughts you might have on that subject.
I think I'll let you ask me some questions, and then maybe at the end I'll say something.
That sounds fine. Thank you. I'd like to start our conversation with a few foundational questions so we can just set the record straight from the very beginning. With respect to your relationship with Mr. Epstein, did you ever, at any point during your interactions with Jeffrey Epstein, know about the sexual abuse that he was committing against minors and young women?
No.
Have you ever engaged in sexual activity with a person introduced to you by Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
With respect to your relationship with Ms. Ghislaine Maxwell, did you ever, at any point during your interactions with Ghislaine Maxwell, know about the sexual abuse that she committed and facilitated against minors and young women?
No.
Have you ever engaged in sexual activity with a person introduced to you by Ghislaine Maxwell?
No.
Have you ever, at any point, visited Jeffrey Epstein's former estate on Little St. James Island in the U.S. Virgin Islands?
No.
In February of last year, Attorney General Pam Bondi said on Fox News that you traveled on Mr. Epstein's plane, quote, because it supposedly had a bed in there where Jeffrey Epstein had young girls. I will ask you, did you fly on Mr. Epstein's plane because it had a bed where Jeffrey Epstein had young girls?
No.
Are there any other accusations that have been made against you with respect to Mr. Epstein that you'd like to address before we get started with some chronological questions?
Well, I think you pretty well covered it. Thank you.
Thank you. I will ask a series of chronological questions. I'd like to try to create one clear chronological record. Some of that might be repetitive from what you've already talked about. I will try to keep that to a minimum. All of these questions are from a long time ago. If you don't recall anything about what I'm asking, just let me know. Starting with events before and during your presidency, the earliest known link that we're aware of between yourself and Mr. Epstein is that he made a pair of campaign contributions to you in 1992. There was a $1,000 contribution to your presidential election committee in January 1992, and another $1,000 in June to the Clinton Corps General Election Compliance Fund. I imagine a lot of folks donated $1,000 to your campaign. Do you have any specific recollection or knowledge of those particular contributions?
No, I think this is the first time I've ever known it.
Thank you. That takes us into your time as president. You were elected in November of 1992 and inaugurated in January of 1993. Mr. Epstein visited the White House a number of times while you were in office. Our understanding is that Mr. Epstein visited the White House 17 times between 1993 and 1995. I'm not going to walk you through each of them.
Right, and we'll just make sure that we establish here that the president has no idea who visits the White House. The president has no control over the government whatsoever. The Secretary of State has no idea about the Peter files that they're closely associated with that goes to their daughter's wedding. She has no idea about any of this stuff. None of these people get security briefings on a regular basis as per their security status, even as being the former president. They have no idea about any of the stuff that's going on at all. They're just babes in the woods. Now, these people are all lawyers. Don't forget that these people, as far as I know, Clinton and his wife are both lawyers, right? But they have no idea what's going on at all. Right?
Why didn't that dude ask him, were you aware that there were minors in a bed on Epstein's plane? You know, like instead of like, is that why you flew with him? You know, like, stop that. Like, fake questions. Psyops.
But these people are lawyers and they have no idea what's going on, but we should trust lawyers, right? They're the people that are going to defend us when we need someone to defend us against the government. But this is their leader of the lawyers who was president, who has no idea what's going on at all on earth at all. They don't recall anything. Oh no.
Doesn't happen again.
No. 1 second. I will go back here and find my timestamp. I think it's like 1 hour, 30 minutes, something like that. Let me get a rough timestamp here. Oh no, it's covered over. No, we'll find it. Give me a minute.
Obviously experienced a number of deep fakes.
Oh no, 109. So yeah, we're
circulating
right around, because I just made that short.
The crimes committed by Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell. Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein sexually abuse or assault young women or girls?
We did this, right?
Did you ever
This part we did? We listened to that, right?
witness Mr. Epstein receive massages from young women or girls?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I hit the back button.
And I'll be doing most of the questioning for the minority today. Attorney General Bondi's post on X, which ends that at this point.
Sorry, everybody.
My name is...
Whatever. Yep, we got past that too.
Of course, he referring to...
My name is...
Waiting to stop. I'd like to enter as Minority Exhibit A, Oversight Democrats press release from November 12th, 2025, titled House Oversight Committee Releases Jeffrey Epstein Email Correspondence Raising Questions About White House Cover-Up of Epstein Files. And that includes both the emails.
Yep.
You got this part already?
There was a fair amount of public attention on those emails, and 2 days later, President Trump asked the Department of Justice to investigate Epstein's relationships with yourself, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, and JP Morgan Chase. You are, of course, a former Democratic president of the United States. Notably, President Trump did not include any Republicans in his demands. Later that day, Attorney General Pam Bondi posted on social media that the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York would comply with President Trump's directive and take the lead on the investigation. I would like to enter as Minority Exhibit B, Attorney General Bondi's post on X, which also includes President Trump's post on Truth Social. It is well understood that you had a personal relationship with Mr. Epstein, and we.
Oh, yeah. So we might as well do this now and get it out of the way while we're waiting for Beth to come back so I can upload this short for her. Bird, Sasquatch, Bird. Sasquatch is already well aware of you, Bird.
Yeah, I'm already aware of Sasquatch. No worries.
Oh, okay. Back at Beth.
We'll talk about that today.
Okay.
But the events I just described color our perspective on the conversation.
Anything to add up until now, Sasquatch?
No, I just basically walked in.
All right.
It appears as if you and other Democrats.
Oh, by the way, like we already just covered right before you came in, Bill and Hillary are both lawyers. He was the president. She was the Secretary of State, but neither one of these people know anything about anything, even though they get regular security updates. And at Jeffrey Epstein, they've been to his house, but they both deny it. All the stuff but they have no idea what's going on at all. So these are the people that we go to when we need defense from the government or from the police or anything like that. The lawyers that have no idea about what's going on. They don't know nothing about birthing no babies. They don't know nothing about nothing.
That checks out.
Democratic figures have been targeted by President Donald Trump in an attempt to distract the American people from his own long-standing relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
And if that were true, it would not be the first time that President Trump has targeted his political enemies under the guise of law enforcement. This deposition is occurring in the context of unprecedented weaponization of the Department of Justice by Donald Trump. You may have a perspective on this of your own, so before we get started, I just want to give you the opportunity to share any thoughts you might have on that subject.
So I'm just wondering if that was true, how come they didn't expose him during Biden's presidency? We're just going to forget about that. They had 4 years. They couldn't do nothing.
I think I'll let you ask me some questions, and then maybe at the end I'll.
I know we did get past
fine.
this is where we ended.
Sorry,
I'm back. If you were looking for me, I had to
No,
step
you're
away
fine.
for a minute.
Look on Discord. You're fine. I'm about to give you the number for the login so I can upload that for you. I'm just going to private it like before.
Oh shit. Okay, my bad.
No, you're perfectly fine. I'm going to go.
Oh.
You know,
That's right. I forgot.
security.
I thought I gave you device permission, but that's okay. Hang on, I'm coming.
No, it's this one here. See?
Questions
got it. Hang on.
from the very beginning. With respect to your relationship with Mr. Epstein.
Perfect. Done. Thank you.
During your interactions with Jeffrey Epstein, know about the sexual abuse that he was committing against minors and young women?
No.
Have you ever engaged in sexual activity with a person introduced to you by Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
With respect to your relationship with Ms. Ghislaine Maxwell, did you ever, at any point during your interactions with Ghislaine Maxwell, know about the sexual abuse that she committed and facilitated against minors and young women?
No.
Have you ever engaged in sexual activity with a person introduced to you by Ghislaine Maxwell?
No.
Have you ever, at any point,
Yeah, we just watched all this.
former estate
Yeah,
on
but
Little St. James Island?
we're
in the
there.
US
There's no
Virgin
Yeah, we're
Skip
recapping.
around.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might as well, right?
February
I
of
voted
last year,
less than 3
Attorney
minutes.
General Pam Bondi said on Fox News that
We could actually like hit it at 2 times speed, and I could just add liar in between all of his answers.
had young girls. I will ask you, did you fly on Mr. Epstein's plane because it had a bed where Jeffrey Epstein had young girls?
No.
Are there any other accusations that have been made against you with respect to Mr. Epstein that you'd like to address before we get started with some final?
So I'm going to tell you the number one thing. I don't care. That's how you know that this is an act. You look at any criminal, like profiler or like when they analyze interrogation videos. when you're accused of something this terrible, you show some type of anger or frustration, kind of like what Hillary did. Like, that's why I kind of believe she might not have been that privy to. I think she knew what was going on, but kind of was like, well, what I don't know can't hurt me. This guy is just like well measured. Like, if you accuse me of this stuff, in all honesty, a very similar thing happened with Bird and I during our war. And I was incredulous. I couldn't believe that somebody would say such things.
You have to use words people understand.
This guy's the most relaxed guy ever. He's like, no, it's no problem. What are you saying, buddy?
I said you got to use words that people understand.
It's probably better if they don't. Just saying. This guy is well measured and calm. He should be getting angry when these accusations come. He's
Agreed.
not having any response whatsoever.
Well, he's also kind of used to getting called out for his bullshit, right? I mean, we had the whole Monica Lewinsky thing, so he's
He's acting the same about that, and he was guilty. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is he has practice.
I'm just saying, he's acting like a guilty man. Go ahead, Alwan.
Hi, diddly ho.
Ashton, you ass grass.
What up, fuckers?
Grassy ass.
I will ask a series of chronological questions. I'd like to try to create one clear chronological record. Some of that might be repetitive from what you've already talked about. I will try to keep that to a minimum. All of these questions are from a long time ago. If you don't recall anything about what I'm asking, just let me know. Starting with events before and during your presidency, the earliest known link that we're aware of between yourself and Mr. Epstein is that he made a pair of campaign contributions to you in 1992. There was a $1,000 contribution to your presidential election committee in January 1992, and another $1,000 in June to the Clinton Corps General Election Compliance Fund. I imagine a lot of folks donated $1,000 to your campaign. Do you have any specific recollection or knowledge of those particular contributions?
No, I think this is the first time I've ever known that.
Thank you. That takes us into your time as president. You were elected in November of 1992 and inaugurated in January of 1993. Mr. Epstein visited the White House a number of times while you were in office. Our understanding is that Mr. Epstein visited the White House 17 times between 1993 and 1995. I am not going to walk you through each of those visits. I'm just going to break them in categories.
Any other clips that you want for this? Because I'm just going to only put 2 up per thing. I'm not going to bombard people with clips from this. If you want another clip from this, let me know.
I'll make notes as we go. I literally had to step away for a minute, so I missed some. That's no big deal.
Either met Mr. Epstein or had some interaction. Was the White House Historical Association reception that you mentioned earlier? I know there's a photograph that you mentioned of yourself.
I heard they're casting for Diddlers on the Green.
Recollection of meeting Mr. Epstein or Ms. Maxwell at that event.
I don't.
With respect to the other 16 times that Mr. Epstein came and went, and that spanned 1993 to 1995, am I right that you have no specific recollection of meeting Mr. Epstein any of those times?
No, I don't think I did, and I don't know who he saw.
I'd like to call bullshit on that, Your Honor.
Yeah. Publicly reported that in March of 1995, there was a fundraiser in Palm Beach that you attended and that Mr. Epstein also attended. Other guests reportedly included Jimmy Buffett and investor Ron Perlman, who may have hosted the event at his home. Do you have any specific recollection of that event?
I remember going there in 1995. I have now seen the picture with Jeffrey Epstein and Jimmy Buffett. I recognize Jimmy Buffett. He was a longtime friend of mine. He performed for me
once, and you're adorable. Oh, sorry, Denizen. I apologize. I was on a different computer, and then I looked at you. And
Porn bomb.
Yeah. And you're adorable. I've only been doing this for 6 years on YouTube, and learning about this stuff for longer than you've been alive. So yeah, thanks for the engagement.
Twice in my second term as president, and we were friends for the rest of his life. But that's it. I don't know if he knew Mr. Epstein. I had no idea what that picture was. I didn't remember it.
And so is it right that you have no specific recollection of meeting Mr. Epstein?
No, I don't.
At that fundraiser, just for the transfer?
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce as Minority Exhibit C, an article from the Daily Beast titled Jeffrey Epstein Visited Clinton White House Multiple Times in Early 90s. That article is dated July 24th, 2019. Once you receive it, I'll just direct you to page 8 of the article that you're about to receive.
Okay.
I'll give you a moment to look that note over, and then I'll read the relevant portion into the record. Page 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember her. She had great tits.
Nice.
Yep.
So you can see here that on April 27th, 1995, Lynn Forrester, now Lynn Forrester de Rothschild, sounds like served on a few committees or boards under your administration, wrote you a note.
Shit, watch this.
Part of that note out loud. Dear Mr. President, it was a pleasure to see you recently at Senator Kennedy's house. There was too much to discuss and too little time. Using my 15 seconds of access to discuss Jeffrey Epstein and currency stabilization, I neglected to talk to you about a topic near and dear to my heart, namely affirmative action and the future. And that's the end of the relevant portion. I just wanted to ask whether you have any specific recollection of this note or of your conversation with Ms. Forrester.
I don't.
As far as you can remember, at this point in the middle of 1995, how would you have characterized your relationship with Mr. Epstein?
It would be virtually non-existent.
Do you recall any other interactions that occurred between yourself and Mr. Epstein during your time in office that have not already been mentioned today?
No. I think I've told you everything I know.
In October of 1999, toward the end of your time in office, we know that Epstein contributed $20,000 to the First Lady's joint fundraising account. Would you have any memory or knowledge of that particular contribution?
No, is that for a White House related thing?
No, joint fundraising, he means the Senate.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Okay, I am going to move to the years after your presidency. I will do this in chronological order as well. Your second term ended in January of 2001. In December of 2001, the New York Post.
All right, I'm going to get out of here before this fucking pedophilia motherfucker spreads the disease to somebody else.
I understand. We're
Pleasure.
just practicing in history.
Yeah, no worries. Peace, everyone. Bye.
Have a good one, sir.
See you in another 3 hours when you're done the job you're doing, and then you come back and we do this more.
Hellos, do you have any specific recollection of that day?
No. Did I don't know. I didn't. Nor do I remember the article.
So moving into 2000.
There's those smiles you guys were talking about. Remembering the things.
Yeah, and when he was rubbing his head earlier, that could be considered like a self-soothing.
Two meetings, we don't have exact dates for them, but one of them was at your office in Harlem with Mr. Epstein. The other was at Mr. Epstein's home in New York City. Could you just repeat for us, what do you recall about each meeting, maybe starting with your office in Harlem?
I just remember that sometime in 2002, I think, he paid a visit, and he had become, I think it was either after or just before we started the flights. But he obviously was going to be a serious supporter of the foundation, and I think he paid a visit. I was flattered he wanted to see my office. I liked it.
And then the meeting at his home in New York City, did I hear you say in the previous hour that Mr. Epstein was not actually there?
I said that when I wrote my book and talked about it, and when I've talked about it in the past, I realized I talked as if he were there, and of course he was there. And I started trying to picture the nice man on the staff that showed me around. And now I'm just being honest, I don't remember whether he was there or not. He could have been there, but I don't remember.
As far as you can recall, would the purpose of that meeting also have been related to Mr. Epstein's support of your work through his plane, for example?
Yeah, the reason we went by, regardless of who was there. was that my staff we finished an event in New York City that at a place, and you know, Lord knows how many I've done since then. I don't remember what it was for, but it was in New York City. And my staff said, you know, we're only a couple of blocks from Epstein's house. It's a converted elementary school. He's very proud of it. And I think, you know, it'd be a nice thing to do since it's early. You could just go by and take a look at it. So that's what we did.
Do you recall seeing anything or anyone in his home that was suspicious or reflected abnormally young women or girls?
No, the only people I saw there that night were staff and him if he was there. I just don't remember.
Do you recall seeing any images of young girls or women at Epstein's home?
No.
So moving to some of the travel on Mr. Epstein's plane, and we have specific dates for a lot of that. I'd like to move through that chronology of known trips, just one at a time in order. To begin, flight logs indicate that on February 9th of 2002, and we'll give you the logs, you flew on Mr. Epstein's plane from Miami to Westchester County, New York, with Epstein, Maxwell, and some others. And you mentioned this flight in the previous round as well. I will introduce that flight log as Minority Exhibit B. And we'll give you a moment to receive that and take a look at it.
Is this one page?
It is one page, exactly. And the flight in question, the leftmost column has a number 9 on it, and you can see your name at the beginning in one of the middle columns.
Excuse me, at the top, it says 15. Are you talking about a date? Could you just?
Yeah, the one on February 9th.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I do see it.
Great. I'll just ask some specific questions. As an initial question, and we can see it here, you had a Secret Service detail that traveled with you after you left office, presumably still does. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And did that detail accompany you on all trips that you took with Mr. Epstein?
Yes.
For this trip from Miami to Westchester, first, just do you recall the circumstances of the trip?
No, I was down there and I was coming home. I don't remember why I was down there.
In terms of who was present on the flight, and we'll do this exercise with the other trips as well, are you able to make out from the initials here, maybe who is who? In other words, I can see your name and I can see 4 Secret Service. And then from there, we have 2 males, 1 female, I think Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell, and then SK and AP. Do you have any recollection of who any of those folks may have been?
No. I just don't remember. I'm sorry, I don't. And the initials, they don't mean anything to me.
This isn't a record from you, or this is their record?
Yeah.
In February in 2002, so the same month as this flight, it was reported that you and Ms. Maxwell were seated together at some type of charity gala in New York. I don't know what the charity was or where exactly the event occurred. Do you have any recollection of what I'm referring to?
Could you say the date again, sir?
In the same month, February 2002, and I don't have an exact date.
What was it reported?
Simply that you and Ms. Maxwell were seated together at a charity gala in New York.
Wow. I have no recollection of it, but it could have happened.
Heading into March of 2002, so the following month, we have a series of international travel. And the first of those trips indicates that on March 19th and 21st of 2002, you flew on Mr. Epstein's plane from JFK to London and back with Mr. Epstein, Ms. Maxwell, and some others. We will introduce those flight logs as Minority Exhibit E and go through the same exercise.
Thank you.
And that's the 19th and the 21st.
The 19th and the 21st?
Yes. Down toward the bottom of the page.
Oh, sounds good.
Is this a flight to London?
Yes.
Yeah, this says we had 10 Secret Service agents.
So I guess just to start with, do you recall the circumstances or the reason for this trip?
And this was when?
This was March of 2002.
I don't, but keep in mind, there was a lot of stuff going on. The India.
Yeah, keep it in mind. I had Monica Lewinsky underneath my table.
After I left office.
Notice he has exactly the same candor of when he was lying last time.
Yep.
What's he lying about?
Everything.
Not knowing anything about birth and no babies. Yeah,
Birth and no babies.
I kind of want to wait to the end of this, but that's a long time from now to continue our discussion from yesterday. Because when you were saying like, why would we think that she would know stuff? Because she was the Secretary of State and he was the president, and they would get constant security briefings, and anybody they were in contact would be investigated as per their roles. So to assume that these people know nothing is giving them the same type of out as a regular citizen when they are not regular citizens. They are getting security briefings and security checks on a regular basis by multiple three-letter agencies just due to their access, due to their former positions, let alone, many other things that we could take into account. And to think that they don't know anything about this is adorable. We had no idea. We're just hopping on his plane. These aren't considered gifts, hopping on people's private jets, jet setting around the world. This is just a thing normal people like us do. Just like John Kerry, where he's like, you don't understand. I need a private jet. I'm fancy. I need to be flying around the world to save the world. You need to go fuck yourself and get an electric vehicle that don't work in the winter because I'm fancy. That's the type of mentality that we're expected to take with this, is be good slaves and not realize that these people are getting daily security briefings.
Oh, yeah.
You think he got daily security briefings about Epstein's activities?
You're telling me that nobody brought him up ever? He's a CIA asset. He's the Mossad. We're talking to the Secretary of State and the press. So what you're saying is none of these people have any fingers in any of this. These are just actors
a CIA asset.
Being sent.
Especially if he was a CIA asset.
Or whatever.
And especially if he were supposed to be blackmailing people like Clinton.
Right.
So
So
he would especially be told nothing.
These
also,
guys
I didn't hear any of the questions that you just talked about being asked right here.
Talking about Clinton.
Yeah, I didn't hear her being asked any questions like that either.
We were watching her being asked questions about her husband being on Epstein's planes.
If she knew who Epstein was or had a relationship with him, those were a majority of the questions. If she knew who Ghislaine Maxwell was and if she had a relationship with her, those were a majority of the questions. I didn't hear any questions about gifts. Of course, I wasn't there for the whole thing.
No, I'm saying, no. I'm adding that in. But they did ask about the plane trips and her husband's, all that stuff, right?
You'd have to be more specific.
Being at Chelsea's wedding.
Yeah, Ghislaine was at Chelsea's wedding.
So these are people.
That was before she was dating Epstein and she was dating somebody else. A friend of Hillary.
You don't think that nobody ever mentioned anything about any of this stuff?
Who's nobody?
The security handlers, the freaking Secret Service that they've been assigned.
Do I think the Secret Service?
Years.
Do I think the Secret Service talked to Hillary Clinton about what Epstein was doing? No, I don't.
And their association, and they have really. The Secret Service have no idea. Hey, by the way, there's this guy who's everybody knows is doing this stuff.
Secret Service agents? Yeah, they probably don't know shit. And even if they do, it wouldn't be privy for them to discuss it with their subjects.
None of these people know anything. They're all just.
Who's none of these people? You said the security agents, secret security agents. Yes.
What about the CIA? Do you think the CIA knows?
If the CIA knew what Epstein was doing, and he's a CIA asset, why would they tell the Marks what he's up to?
See, that's what the thing is now it becomes the Clintons are they're victims too, right? But the thing is, due to the security clearances and the protections that we host for our government, everybody who went to that wedding, which by the way, he already said that Ghislaine was working for Epstein the first time that he ever met her, and that was before Chelsea's wedding. They may not have been dating, but she was his like manager, if you will. Anyone who went to that wedding was most certainly, they had a file on every single one of them. They wouldn't let anyone close to this family without knowing, even when they take a shit. There's no
Who's
way.
they?
Three-letter Homeland Security.
Yeah,
Homeland
those people aren't being interviewed right now.
But what I'm saying is the Clintons they all get the reports on the people that come around them.
Right.
I don't think so. I think you're overestimating how thorough those things are, what the intricacy is when those things are done. I think that the Secret Service hardly ever discusses any of that shit with the people they're protecting.
I said Homeland Security.
He certainly, yeah, I don't think Homeland Security would contact Clinton at all.
There was no
Matter of fact, how old is Homeland Security?
It's cute.
Homeland Security's after 9/11.
That's right, Mike.
Or what? We have
So there wasn't even a Homeland Security.
Whoever the organization is that has always protected our presidents, even after they are presidents.
Secret Service.
The Secret Service is responsible for guarding the president. The Treasury agents that are assigned to the president are not told or briefed about Epstein's doings. I don't believe so. That would not surprise me at all.
So
it'd be like if your mayor is corrupt and your mayor is in a corrupt real estate deal, like say in Mena, Arkansas. That would be like saying every single patrolman in Mena, Arkansas knew what what's his name, Barry Siegel, was doing, selling cocaine.
No,
I
to be
don't
like
think that
saying
it's the way it works.
That your Secret Service agents just go, yeah, no problem. We have no idea about this weird Epstein guy at all. Let's go get on this airplane with the president.
Exactly.
No, the Secret Service agents wouldn't be the ones who would look into that. And if they're looking into a CIA asset, what makes you think there would be any red flags?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's cute. I'm leaving it alone.
I just can't.
There's no convincing.
A horrible earthquake, and lots of people died. And I called the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Vajpayee, who belongs to the current leader's party, but was much less uber nationalist. And I asked him if I could help. And he said, yes. He said, I have the money and organization to fix the big cities, but not the smaller towns. And we need schools, we need hospitals, we need all the stuff rebuilt. Will you help? So that's the first thing I undertook to do, even before the AIDS thing, after I left the White House. So I was there. So by March of 2002, the next year, we were still working on that. And then the South Asian tsunami hit.
Are you muted? No.
So I was doing all this stuff.
So Nuxus was asking in the chat earlier, we were AFK, how many watch hours you have now, and also that video is ready for you to upload or to deal with.
Thank you very much. I gotta look and see how many watch hours I have now.
So
I definitely need subs, ladies and gentlemen. I would greatly appreciate it. Hi, Austin. It's so good to see you again.
And is it the same for you when you look at some of these names? I can make out the name Naomi Campbell. Do you have any recollection of Naomi Campbell being on this flight?
Naomi, when we went to Europe once, I think she went on one. She was a friend of Doug's, and that's what I remember. Let me see. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Hey, I gotta pause for a second, please.
I don't know who the other people are.
Can you pause for a second?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tom Carpenter. You make me smile every day lately. I thank you so very much, sir, for contributing to me and me working at this. I'm very, very grateful. You have no idea.
By the way,
thank you.
Sasquatch was right about the Ed McMahon clip. Nope, won't be putting that up no more. And
why? What do you mean? What did he say about it?
He said that you're going to get like copyright claims, not strikes.
Hi,
So you get
Squad.
the thing.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you
Very
wear
sneaky,
the camera up. So for Tom,
Squat,
we
look
know
at
he's
that
at
cat.
least partially a degenerate, so we'll give him a twerking clip. I'll play the one I haven't played yet because it's multiple different ones. I know they look the same, but they're not. And we'll do that. This is shout out to Tom.
Spanish nigga, put her in place. What you packing on the back, that move with no brakes. So you mix, huh? You know I like my shit lace. Okay, I'ma do it my way. Shake that booty, baby, put it all in my face. Oh yes, put my hands in your waist. Work that booty, baby, I'ma fill you with grace. Okay, I'm about to do damage. Bitches nagging, I don't need baggage. Wait, they be saying you a savage. I love it when you go down and make my dick vanish. Whoa, I'ma take you to Paris. Whoa, I'ma treat you so lavish. Tell your broke boyfriend you ain't going back home. And if he don't get it, I'ma tell him in Spanish. Dale, mami, lista pa' los Grammy. Culito sale gratis, indecita ya no mami. Con piedra y flecha.
By the way, I'm just shy of 1,000 watch hours. So
You like that, crack babe? Is that a nice clip? Nice and relaxing. At least all those girls are legal. Those
Of course, Lobster, he would have to have a bunch of them.
Bunch of
It would only make sense. It's the only way to validate what he did on the side.
I don't understand what you mean.
I'm just agreeing with what Lobster's saying.
I did have a random thought that maybe he had relationships he built without illegal stuff. Yeah. True. All the stuff that anybody ever did that I didn't know nothing about, even if I knew nothing about it, I didn't know nothing about no birth and no babies. I tell you that much.
Aaron, and that
What is birth and babies? What is that?
That is a line from Scarlet. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn what's the name of that. Gone with the Wind.
No, I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure.
know nothing about birthing no babies, Miss Scarlet.
Really? I thought it was Oprah Winfrey in not
Oh,
Who
was
Loved
it
Us, but that other one. That other one where she was.
I thought it was
slated.
Miss Me. I swear, or I'll find out. I gotta know.
All right. No, I thought it was Oprah Winfrey, but you might be right. She might have took it from that.
Okay, great. Thank you. Moving to May of 2002, just 2 months after the one we just looked at, flight logs show a series of flights around Asia. Got 5 flights, including Hong Kong, China, Singapore, and Thailand. I'll introduce the flight logs for that trip. Just take a look at it together as Minority Exhibit F.
You're right.
Yeah, usually.
I might have thought that was Oprah Winfrey when I was a kid.
Sure. I mean, you see it.
I thought this movie was in black and white.
You told me you knew everything about. I know nothing about birth and babies. I don't know. You told me you don't know nothing about birth and babies.
Vivian Lee. That's a woman.
Isn't that wonderful? I don't know nothing about birth and babies. You said you knew everything about birth and babies. You're a lawyer and you were the president. I don't know nothing about birth and babies.
You still need it, right?
We do need it. Thank you. Oh, great. Thank you very much.
Is that the same chick that's representing the other Clinton?
You
I
said
don't know. So those are from the 22nd to the 25th.
Let me just highlight.
I don't think so.
22nd. And you're saying each one till the 25th?
Yeah, so the first one lists the former president, and then 4 in a row after that lists same as above. So it's the same group of folks for about 5 flights there. So same question, this trip to Asia, do you have a recollection of the circumstances, how the trip came about?
Yeah, that was 2002, right?
Yes.
So and when was the tsunami? Was it at the end of 2002 or the end of 2001?
That I'm not sure of.
Just to the best of your memory.
All right, sorry. They're going to have to play a different video. Apparently, I got a donation as well. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Thank you very much for the donation. Bear with me, please.
I'm surprised the Clintons are showing a united front in that regard, having the same attorney. That's
I don't know if
unlike
it is.
them.
Are you positive it's the same attorney?
No, but Lobster says yes. And
Okay, that's not something I pay attention to. I'm focused, zoomed in specifically on these people. I don't care about anything else. I'm trying to get all this in my brain so that later I can mull it over, like the thing about that they definitely had security clearance. So anybody who don't know anything, okay, if you CIA and Mossad and you can't find nothing, well, then that's a very serious problem. And we don't need any of these intel agencies because they're of absolutely no use whatsoever. And this is all a shell game. And we need we really need to drain the swamp. And the 5 eyes are the 5 points of the.
Well, I would think they knew because they were running the operation.
5 eyes are the 5 points of the pentagram, if that's the case.
It's just that, like, the idea they would share it with the president just because he's the president, though, that's what I don't agree with. I find that the relationship between the president and the CIA is often not advantageous, an adversarial one. And they don't even like to share information when they're on the same page. Then they usually only do it in order to manipulate him into giving them what they want. It's another branch of government, basically.
But okay. That don't mean it's good. Clip for the dono. Thank you very much.
Can't you hear that jungle sounds? Oh yeah. It's money, power.
I like money by the pound.
It wouldn't make them good. It would just explain why there wouldn't be shared knowledge between the two different agencies.
One of my favorite childhood movies.
Anyway, to the best of my memory, this was a trip to raise funds to organize our health network in Asia, which was basically designed to deal with AIDS, but also I was heavily involved in the reconstruction of India after the earthquake there. And was asked to do it by the Prime Minister and later by the UN. So I was involved with that.
And do you have any recollection of who these individuals on the flight were? For example, there are a few female names. I think one is Janice, one is Jessica. When you look at the log, do you have any recollection of who's who?
No.
Probably super hot flight attendants.
Been
Scantily clad.
Do you have any recollection of the flights themselves?
Of this particular flight?
Yeah, nice warm up before you go get the 7-year-olds, right?
We met several stops and you mentioned them. And we're going there, but that's all I know.
Allegedly.
To the best of your recollection, whether with respect to the flights or the trip itself, did you ever witness or become aware of sexual abuse of any kind?
No.
We then have logs showing 2 flights in July of 2002, and I will introduce those as Minority Exhibit G. Give you a moment to receive those.
What was the prior one?
Prior one would have been F.
And that was the May 2002 flight log.
That generally comes before G.
Well, I on that, but I thought that was. Sorry, so you.
No problem. It should be May 2002. I have as F as in Frank.
Okay, I'm not sure what this one was. Okay, got it. I'm gonna get the labels later.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, not at all. So this one will be G, and it's July of 2002, specifically on July 13th.
Oh, sorry. Next one. I'll get that on the table.
Does this say where we're going?
The Clintons are Protestant.
Flights are from Morocco.
Like most American government.
And then Portugal.
Hillary is Methodist, I believe, and Bill is Southern Baptist.
That this may have been part of a trip to Morocco to attend the King of Morocco's wedding.
And you're asking him about the legs that he's on.
Correct, exactly.
This is July of
Is that when his
2022.
wedding was?
Sorry?
Is that when he got married?
It may have been. I think that's my
July.
question for you, is whether you recall that this trip.
Well, I recall going to his wedding.
Okay. Do you recall approximately when that wedding?
Whose wedding?
I'd assume Chelsea's.
He said his.
Of Morocco.
Yeah, someone else.
And you're asking him about the legs that he's on.
This
Correct,
was-
exactly.
This was July of
Is that when his
2022.
wedding was?
Sorry?
Is that when he got married?
It may have been. I think that's my
July.
question for you, is whether you recall that this trip.
I recall going to his wedding.
Okay. Do you recall approximately when that wedding would have been?
Whose wedding?
Yeah, you gotta back it up.
Wrap that
You a
up.
real fine mamma jammy, don't you back that up?
And it's July of 2002, specifically on July 13th.
Should be
Oh,
it.
sorry. Next one, Mr. President.
The King of Morocco, says Donna. That's crazy.
Did it say where we're going?
Yeah, it's on the 13th, and these flights are from Morocco.
2002, 2002. So this is after he left office. This is Clinton
And
initiative shit.
from public reporting is that this may have been part of a trip to Morocco to attend the King of Morocco's
Okay.
wedding.
Yeah.
And you're asking him about the legs that he's on.
This
Correct,
was-
exactly.
Good eye, Donna.
This is July of
Is that when his
2022.
wedding was?
Sorry?
Is that when he got married?
It may have been. I think that's my
July.
question.
Donna pays attention.
Do you recall that this trip?
I recall going to his wedding.
I'm trying to watch chat, and I'm really not. The details mean nothing to
But
me.
we were all talking about something when it
That
it
wedding.
went past all of us.
No, but it was a long time ago. I don't know if this was it. But I did go to Morocco more than once.
Do you recall attending the King of Morocco's wedding?
Absolutely, I did.
Do you recall whether Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell also attended that wedding?
I don't. I remember, I think Chelsea went with me. And I remember because my late mother-in-law loved Morocco, and Chelsea was there with her once and she wanted to go. So we went, and it was really nice. I was very close to the king's father, and I marched in his funeral when he died. And so they had this wedding and we were invited, and I very much wanted to go. Hillary was working and didn't go. Chelsea did, and I think Huma was with us too.
Why is he acting new?
There's been some reporting that you may have invited.
What's that?
Why is Landry acting new?
Just being a nerd.
Mr. Epstein
Landry being Landry.
Maxwell to the King's wedding. It sounds like, but please you tell me, do you have any specific recollection of that?
I don't remember.
Do you have any specific recollection of these two flights, which may or may not have been part of the King's wedding? They're from Morocco to Portugal and Portugal to JFK. Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell were on the flights, as well as yourself.
When I was coming home.
He's just asking you about these two legs, and he's asking you, do you have any recollection of these two legs of the flight?
No, I remember the wedding very well and all the stuff that happened. That's all. I don't remember coming or going.
Thank you. In September of that year, we have the trip that I think a lot of folks are aware of. This is a trip to Africa in September of 2002. The trip started at JFK, ended in London, stopped in Ghana, Nigeria, Rwanda, Mozambique, and South Africa. Some high-profile figures were on board, including actor Kevin Spacey and comedian Chris Tucker, as well as Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell. I will introduce those flight logs as Minority Exhibit H. I'll give you a moment to receive that.
Told y'all Chris Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
He might have actually watched the interview with the interviews with them to see that, you know, they both kind of have the same story and he doesn't.
Right.
So this is a two-sided document, and the flights are the bottom half of the first page and one flight at the top of the second.
Starting at the 21st?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Starting there.
I'll just ask you generally before we look at the log specifically. What is your recollection of how this trip to Africa came about?
Well, this is where most of our work was going to be done. And what month is this?
This is, I believe, September of 2002.
So, and the countries we were going to represent places where we had operations. Like Mozambique, for example, had a big AIDS problem, and we were trying to help. And there was that. So that's what I know. When we in South Africa, we spent quite a bit of time because I wanted to go see Mandela. He was still in good shape then. And we did things together. And then Charlene.
Like what? Cocaine?
The black women that integrated the University of Georgia and became then a very well-known international television commentator for PBS. And her husband, Ron, had moved down to South Africa. And they were longtime friends of mine. We had celebrated the 150th birthday of Arkansas together in Little Rock. We were longtime friends. And so we went to visit them, and she threw a big cookout for us. And it was a funny time. Chris Tucker and Kevin Spacey imitated me.
So a lot of these names on the logs are hard to make out. Do you have any specific recollection of who was on board those flights?
He's not asking you to review and try and see if you can read their names. He's asking you what your recollection is.
It says Shantae Davis was, and she worked for Jeffrey.
And I think it was discussed in the previous round, but that well-known photograph of yourself and Miss Davies, what is your recollection of the extent of your interactions with Miss Davies on that trip?
Where were we?
In Africa.
No, where was the photograph?
I think it was at the airport on the way to.
That's it.
Why his plane? That's what I don't get about all this.
I never had any personal contact with her, if that's what you imply.
And am I right that while on that trip, whether the trip or the flights, did you ever?
Allegedly, because his plane had a bed in it.
Yeah, but that's unnecessary. There's so many more comfortable and more convenient ways.
Apparently, you because of the lack of atmosphere and whatnot, you orgasm harder.
I mean, you'd have to have the windows open on the plane.
Nope.
Because the plane is filled, it's pressurized.
Mile High Club exists for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's exciting to have sex in places you're not supposed to.
Nope. It's supposedly because of the altitude you orgasm harder. Sam, just because you're pressurized doesn't mean you don't get worse of the bends when you have been scuba diving and get on an airplane. You understand?
No.
It's the same thing with a submarine. The sub can't come up too fast. It still has to come up.
Nitrogen toxicity from the bends, from being underwater and then going in the sky.
Yeah. So if you, what are you saying? If you have the bends, it can make you come harder?
No.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm totally down. Let's test this.
No, I'm saying
come with me.
When you scuba dive,
Of course, Scotch.
you're not supposed to fly for a certain duration afterwards because you can get
because they change in pressure. Yeah.
No, because being in the at 30,000 feet makes the nitrogen go into your cells worse. Right? You don't get nitrogen toxicity when you're still under the water.
Yes,
you get it. You get it when you come back up. Sorry?
You can totally get nitrogen narcosis while you're still underwater.
Yeah, if you come up too fast.
Not just come up too fast. There's something called the death bob. If you're doing like certain types of deep dives, you go down and right at the very bottom, but when you reach depth that you're attempting to achieve, you go up and then back down for a second. And that few seconds is enough time for the nitrogen to overwhelm your senses and you're suddenly drunk. And people swim in random freaking directions and just die.
I'm a certified scuba diver. That's what I'm saying. So there is a difference when you're in the atmosphere. Now, I don't know exactly the science behind it, but I've watched documentaries and stuff as why Maha is the issue, and that's why they do it.
Well, there wouldn't be pressure.
Yes.
Around your penis there would.
Oh, the airplane's pressurized.
Irrelevant.
Oh my God.
It's not pressurized to the exact same atmosphere as it is when you're on the ground. Right? It's not like whatever the hell that machine is that when they put in, when you have nitrogen toxicity. A Bell or whatever the hell it is. Doesn't matter. Just trust me. That's the reason that they would be on Jeffrey's plane.
Hyperbolic chamber?
Maybe.
Hyperbaric.
But
Hyperbaric.
Michael Jackson supposedly used to use?
No, I think he's right. Hyperbaric chamber, yeah. Yep.
Hyperbaric.
Yeah.
Or witness or become aware of sexual abuse of any kind.
Leave me alone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. We have a series of questions from some of the members in the minority, and so I'll be calling them up as we go through. Thank you. Just want to again thank you for being here and answering all the questions. We appreciate that and for your service. Just two clarifying questions. One that was asked during the Republican hour, and I just want to have you reiterate it for the record. Either during or after your presidency, were you ever made aware of Jeffrey Epstein having any kind of relationship, directly or indirectly, with a foreign intelligence agency or service? And I ask because we've received a lot of interest and communication about that topic, and so I want to give you a chance to answer that again if there's any.
No, I wasn't, and I understood why when you showed me the passport, but I wasn't. I didn't know anything about that.
Thank you. And then second, of course, this deposition also sets a pretty new precedent, I think, which is something that we've been discussing and folks across the country are discussing as well. We're thankful that you're here. We believe in the minority that President Trump should also answer this committee's questions. He's someone that is mentioned almost more than any other person besides Ghislaine Maxwell in the Epstein documents. And so to get more information for this investigation, was wondering if you also agree that President Trump should answer questions.
So, orgasm intensity often increases at high altitude, above 8,000 feet, primarily due to hypoxia.
Lack of oxygen.
Lowered oxygen,
the choking game.
Induced lightheadedness. Pardon me?
It's the choking game, but God is choking you.
Heightened sensory and increased dopamine levels. Additionally, the environment can cause temporary blood vessel constriction and increased heart rate, resulting in a more intense euphoric physical response. Told you I'm a sexpert.
Of this committee.
That's for you to decide, but he didn't.
Your expertise outweighed your scuba expertise in this.
Why? It's exactly the same thing.
Because it wasn't about the pressure; it's about the lack of oxygen.
It's exactly the same thing.
I'd like to join the Mile High Club if I could.
I have to talk to my husband first.
Thank you. Thanks for the answer. With that, Mr. Walkinshaw, and we'll go down a series of questions.
I hate this, but because I don't believe I should inject anything, but I do not want to leave the impression. But since there was no follow-up question, the president never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to